I'm Charlie Bright of Gold Derby, and today I'm speaking with Drew Tarver, who plays Cary Dubek on the Max original series, The Other Two. First question I wanted to ask you is, you've now been playing Cary for 3 seasons on this show. What have you discovered about Cary in this third season that you hadn't seen with this character before?
Yeah, I feel like Cary has always kind of been dipping his toe in a little bit of bad behavior or finding himself giving in to his desperation over the first 2 seasons. But I felt like he had a handle on when he was doing it and if it had gone too far, and he just had more I guess he knew where his own like brakes were for his car, as to not get too far out there. But I feel like this season he's really struggling uh with like knowing where the line is, to where he's getting so self-involved that he's hurting those around him and himself a little bit more. I feel like this season he's just a little more foot on the gas. I don't know why I keep doing these car metaphors, but
Do you have a car in the shop right now?
yeah, I know, right? I'm like, yeah, where's my Accord? I think he's just like losing sight of himself and why he wanted to be an actor or do what he does in the first place. I think he used to have more of a handle on like, I want to be, even though it was like, I want to just be in a cool prestige indie drama. Like, I think since he started getting some of those things, and they didn't fix him or make him feel whole, he has, in the first 2 seasons, I think he was like, if I can get these sort of goals, if I can accomplish them, that will make me better. I'll feel good. I'll be successful. And that will open up everything else in my life. And I think he's finding that he's, accomplishing some of his dreams, and they're not quite fitting how they want. And it's causing him to go a little bit harder on things that he shouldn't.
One of the things that I think has been really fun with this season is that Cary has had some very interesting fashion choices
Yeah.
this season, from the premiere outfit, which I do love the look of the blazer, of the shirtless with the blazer. From between that and Phil Dunster on Ted Lasso, I'm just like, I am digging this look. I could never pull it
Yes.
myself,
Yeah.
because my curves just don't suit it. But but also the premiere outfit. Oh my God, that premiere
Yes.
outfit. What has been your favorite fashion choice of Cary's that you've gotten to display this season?
I mean, that blue suit, because we block shoot, so we'll grab pieces from, the first episode weeks into shooting. We try to get like the first 3, but sometimes you'll grab a piece here and there. I've been in that blue suit all over New York, just with my sternum hair out. That was a really fun outfit to get to put on and play. And I think like it's indicative of I mean, even in the first episode, Cary looks at himself in the mirror and goes, this is too much. And Brooke goes, this is perfect. It's not too much at all. But I think like he does wear it to the premiere, and it's indicative of like him becoming a little bit more comfortable with himself. And I don't think in previous seasons he would have, gone shirtless with a suit jacket and little chain. And I think like over the season, I remember also he would wear little, so he started with the little chain, and then progressively like his chains got bigger and bigger, and sort of like by the last episode, like he's got on a ring, like a pinky ring, like he's really, I remember like the jewelry kind of in a way I could track, especially if we were shooting multiple scenes from different episodes over the course of a couple days. I'd be like, okay, what chain am I in? Okay, yeah, so big chain, a little bit crazier. Like I kind of could track it because of my sterling silver chains. So that's been really fun to kind of wear big pleated pants and kind of have that sort of subtly informing the character, like, oh, he's not in too small of J. Crew khakis. Like he's buying into himself being famous a little bit more.
I do have to ask, what was it like wearing that outfit, the suit slash gown for the Disney premiere, with the names of all the gay icons that Cary didn't know from the guessing game?
Yes, yeah. I mean, that was a really, really fun episode to do. I remember because there's that, like, I forget what it's called, but it has like hula hoops in it underneath it to keep it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's just like this little undergarment thing. And I remember filming in the theater that we're sitting in. Like I would have to sit in that and the dress would just like pop up over my head. Like, and I would have to turn and it would like hit Brandon Scott Jones in the face. It was very unwieldy, the gown, but I thought it was like so indicative of like Cary's journey of now wearing the gown that Dean Brennan wore in the other episode. I thought it was just like kind of a nice show of like where he's losing himself a little bit.
We've been talking about a lot about, the cringe moments that we've been seeing with Cary this season. Do you have a personal favorite one, that of either of just one that you have that's either a personal favorite of yours or that was particularly fun to film?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. I think like there was something about the Pleasantville episode. It's like a mix between cringe and like, I was trying to capture, be Cary, who's desperate, but be inside of the movie Pleasantville, being Tobey Maguire's character. And there was like a sweetness he has, and applying the makeup on Dana Delaney, Emily Overruled, like just committing to that delicate sweetness genre was like particularly like it was fun to do because you're like getting to do like a whole other genre almost within the show I'm on, but it was so like also like cringy when you're like, yeah, you can do it, like playing that genre was so kind of like just that energy was really funny and cringy to me of being an actor being like, you can step off of your mark.
And of course, to get to do it with Dana Delaney. Dana Delaney is like incredible.
Incredible. She was so good in that episode. Day one, she filmed her orgasm that lights the Silver Cup Studios or the studio sign on fire. Absolutely came in and killed it. That was really, really fun to do with her in that speakeasy scene that takes place inside of an actor's trailer.
So I mean, you haven't just done the other two, you've done a lot of things, but I think one of the most interesting things you've done recently also is History of the World Part 2. So I have to ask, what was it like being in History of the World Part 2, specifically getting to play Adolf Hitler with the glitter mustache?
When you get the call to play Hitler with eyelashes, you think about it and then you eventually accept. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm such a fan of Kroll and Ike and Wanda and Dave Stassen and everybody who worked on that show. And it was so cool to, obviously, Mel Brooks, and like I it was so cool to be a part of it and to get to do a couple of parts in that and be around, everybody who's like comedy legends. So I was, yeah, it was, is it weird to say it was an honor?
I don't think. I mean, I would. I mean, to be. I think it'd be an honor to be in that, but also you got to be. You got to be the jumping off point of one of the great comedic tropes of sequential vomiting. You got to be the jumping off point for that.
Exactly. I know. That was, we were up to our ankles in lentil soup for about 6 hours that day. It was so fun and insane shooting. So, because I think somebody would like jump off of a box and like pull a lever that would push the vomit through a tube. Like, it was very heavily, it was almost like a crazy like wipeout game show. Like, and I, at one point, I threw up into my hat and then drank my own throw up. It was, yeah, it was disgusting, and it was an honor.
It was an honor and a privilege.
Yes, it really was.
We were also talking before we started recording about your work on Comedy Bang Bang. You've been one of the most frequent guests on the show. I think if I read correctly, it's been 36 episodes that you've been on. What have been some of your favorite characters that you've created for the Comedy Bang Bang podcast over the years?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, 36 appearances, 10 of them successful. 20
I
60,
like those odds.
yeah, not a bad odds. I mean, let me think. I mean, I had a lot of fun recently doing the live shows. I went out for a few of the live shows and did Henry Heimlich, who's the inventor of the Heimlich maneuver. I've done a few times. That's been very fun. God, some of them I can't even remember their names. I know there's one. Fred Head is a guy who just drives beauty queens in like he has a Camaro. It's very, very thin premise for this character, but I just go out and list all the pageants, Little Miss Sweet Onion, stuff like that. I mean, I also really enjoy Memphis, Kansas Breeze that I do with Carl Tart. That was a bit written by Nick Ciarelli and Brad Evans that we did at Upright Citizens Brigade years ago. They write for The Tonight Show now. And I think Scott saw that one and we went on Bang Bang and did it. And it like really opened it up to a wider audience. Martin Sheffield Lickley, which was also written by Nick and Brad at UCB. Those have been killers on Comedy Bang Bang and really fun to do on the live shows too. Yeah, that's just such a fun, it's just a fun, it's an interesting thing to like go do, because you can do a character that like with the other two, it's just like a different gear, a fun different gear to go into. Because with the other two, it's like I've got to bring the audience along with me. They've spent time with this character. I need to worry if he's likable. Can he pull this off? And on Bang Bang, I can just go on and be a psycho for 12 minutes and then never see this guy again and make the craziest choices ever and be like, that man is unable to be heard from again. So yeah,
the more you make everybody else break, the more successful it is, right?
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah, and you get to just like laugh through things, and yeah, that's been so fun for me to. Scott's been nice enough to have me on. It's really been like, and doing Bajillion Dollar Properties with him and Kulop before the other two was like a blast. So yeah, thanks for listening to those, even though some of them are like, wait, Fred Head is not, that's not a full character idea. What's he doing there?
I mean, that's the thing about it. It's just like, it's all you can tell it's all just unscripted. And you're just like feeding off of each other, and I think that's such a
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what's so fun about doing it with Scott is he almost wants, there's an element that he's more excited if your bit isn't going great or if it's a half thought out premise. He's like, it's fun to sort of comment being like, okay, so do you have any other prepared material? No. Oh, so only 90 seconds, that you have written. But it's very fun to go into those things and be like, okay, my written bit is not working. Now I need to just improvise and find a new thing and panic for a little bit. And really, it's so fun to find those bits together with other improvisers and people who I've known for years. And Scott taking it to a bigger audience. I do feel like it's long form improv. It's really like shown a lot of people long form character improv that maybe wouldn't necessarily have seen it. So yeah, that's been really exciting.
Well, Drew, thank you so much for joining us. We wish you all the best over this upcoming Emmy season. And to all of our viewers, please like this video, share, subscribe, and don't forget to go to goldderby.com and make your Emmy predictions in advance of nominations coming out July 12th. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Charlie. This was fun.